Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Cal Manila Chronicles, Chismis at Recuerdos, the podcast. We are returning to our conversation with Patrick Gumabao Jr., which we left off of in episode 10. So here we go. To the next question, Jay. So,
Yeah.
can you explain to me what is the difference between a massage therapist versus a sports therapist? Because
Yeah.
let's say I'm like just like an amateur athlete, right? Like, how do I know when to see a sports therapist versus, oh, I just need to go to a massage therapist, or I just need to rest. Like I just need to sleep it off and then I'll be good.
Like I think yun nga, like that's the biggest thing, right? Knowing to stay in your role, knowing to stay in your lane. Kasi this is different. This is a deep topic too. Kasi like yeah, there's PTs. Dito
Mhm.
sa States, sa States, hindi ko alam kung sa Pinas may athletic trainer. Correct me if I'm wrong. But
Mhm.
There's already meron na.
okay,
There's already one.
perfect. Yun, so there's athletic trainers, physical therapists, chiropractors, massage therapists, right?
Mhm.
In my role, I'm not allowed to diagnose anything. Like I could assume you have let's just say an ankle sprain. In
Mhm.
reality, it is an ankle sprain. I can only say with my verbiage, oh, baka ankle sprain yan. What I can't say the grade. You get it assessed by a PT, Chiro, AT, and I think that's where it needs to be, right? Like the differentiator is like you get properly assessed first,
Mhm.
then whatever the recommendation is, like, is it just a soft tissue based thing that we could flush, scrape, tape, cup kind of thing, or they really need to do rehab. Like I think that's where the differentiator is. Like we're more muscular stuff, soft tissue
Mhm.
based, or myofascial versus like AT, PT, Chiro, physicians. They could do rehab stuff. So I just want to put it out there. Like there's a connotation of just like yeah, you want to be the one stop shop, but you also have to learn on liability wise, especially dealing with people na yan yung livelihood nila, di ba? Yan yung
Yeah.
pinagkitaan nila, yan yung nagpapakain sa pamilya nila. Like you got to be careful on how you say, how you treat certain things, and I guess sorry, a long-winded answer, but that's the differentiator. Like my
Mhm.
role is to do myofascial stuff, not as like I could assess on movement on that kind of level, but I can't diagnose. It's more of the diagnostics. That's where it separates.
I see, I see. Is there in what you've seen over the last 12 years, is there a specific sport where you've seen like really gnarly, like yeah, the body is beat up
Oh man,
compared to anything else?
I think yung exposure sa rugby,
Yeah.
Yeah,
like mga tao sa rugby, grabe, ang solid ng katawan. Like it's right. It's like it's football without pads.
yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And then you have to be like cognitively like aware na, oy, bawal nga pala neck up yung tackle mo. Kasi kung neck up, I think it's like I don't know the term, but like a flagrant one or two, whatever it is. And then, ang mahirap dun sa sport na yon, when you get flagged or penalized, it's a 7-on-7. That one
Mhm.
person can't go back in the field until 2 minutes is up. So you're playing
Mm.
6-on-7 the whole time, or pabawas ng pabawas, and then babalik yung isa. Or so, you know what I mean? So I think rugby talaga yung
Yeah,
pinaka-gnarly na nakita ko.
I would say rugby as well. I've watched and saw it live. It's
Mm-hmm.
kind of nasty, very
Diba?
nasty.
Like, full force eh. Like,
Yeah.
grabe mga hits eh.
Yeah.
That's why those players from rugby are can transition to football.
True. That's true. I think there's a handful, diba? Like,
Yep.
nagpupunta sa NFL ngayon.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There are a few. I speaking of rugby, I want to do a little shout out to my cousins-in-law. Sean, I don't think you even know this, but my my wife, his cousins are rugby players, or her cousins are rugby players. One used to, I think he still is. He still plays for the Philippine Volcanoes. So that's the Philippine national team for rugby. And then another one plays for the UK, England
Wow.
national team. And he is a professional athlete. Plays for the Harlequins. He's a he's a phenom actually.
Yeah.
There's advertisements of him everywhere in England, and his name is Marcus Smith. Like this is my direct cousin-in-law. Like this is Larissa's cousin, and he's amazing because he's such a humble dude for what he does. He plays fly half, so that's basically the equivalent of a quarterback in on a rugby team. And yeah, he's been representing England in the last couple like World Cups. So uh, great, great guy. He's also half Filipino, half white. So if any of our viewers or listeners want to follow another a Filipino athlete that's making big waves around the world, follow Marcus Smith. This guy's amazing, really humble, and just a good person to get behind.
We'll just say kamusta po and tell him to say kamusta po, and then everyone will follow him right away.
Oh,
Pretty
dude,
much.
he's been doing great work. He's been going home to the Philippines to do charity work. He has a training camp that he's been doing in. His mom is from Cagayan de Oro, so they do training camps and I do outreach to share more about rugby in the Philippines. So excited to talk more about it in the future. That yeah, quick plug.
It's no lie, it's like kilala talaga eh. Like may mga PhilAm din sa US and pag yun nga, like binanggit yung mga ibang PhilAm or PhilForeign sa your your cousin-in-law is like the one that comes up a lot, dude.
Yeah, yeah. Love it. He's a good dude. But yeah, also his brother also is the one who plays for the Philippine Volcanoes. His name is Luke Smith. Funny enough, he's a civil engineer, but he plays for the rugby team on his off, like his vacations. He plays for the Philippine rugby team. So it's awesome seeing athletes who are great in their respective jobs, but also great athletes. So yeah, and I end my spiel with them. They're awesome, awesome family. They're great to be around. So would love to have them on the show at some point.
Yeah, I mean, for their volcanoes, they're really known here. They know, people know the Philippine volcanoes. Uh, the support is there. I would say,
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
the familiarization for others because we do really love basketball. But like it could be jam packed for a basketball game. But for a
Yeah.
Philippine volcanoes game, probably there will be some. But it's not that. It's the same with, but it's coming. It's coming. If you saw, there's the support for volleyball, whether it's a men or a women. So
Yes.
it come a long way. The football as well have come a long way. There is a massive support for the ASCALs. Uh, so there's another one for that, whether it's a women's or for the men's. So I'm happy to see that. I hope for other sports as well, like softball is another good
Yeah.
sport to support. Uh, Also track and field, especially because it's just once. It's just really difficult to, like, if, for example, if, like, for EJ, which is a former UST, for that from an alumni, it's he's really going to other places, so he saw some OFWs there. So uh, it's his last hurrah, I would say, for the last 4 years. Uh, so he'll try to do it again to go for the gold. So
Hmm.
let's and he's like ranked number two from the closest, correct?
Wow.
So uh, he's he already he's only one. He's the first Asian, I would say, to reach the seventh seventh feet mark. for the so that's already a milestone. But uh but he couldn't beat Diplosis, if I'm correct. If I'm saying the right pronunciation. Because if you saw the Olympic record,
Yeah,
that guy got all of it.
he made it
Like
look so easy.
he keep on breaking his own record.
Yeah,
So
but
that's really
yun
like
nga,
it's a David Goliath.
no, seriously, no Olympics. It was that battle, like between that guy, like that made the Olympic history. It was just amazing. Nakilala ko si EJ when they had a track and field event sa LA last May. And just typical Filipino. I just went up to him. I'm like, "Hey, man, thank you for representing." And I think don't quote me on this. Baka, if I'm not mistaken, nanalo ata siya ng Grand Prix na yun. So
Yeah,
yeah,
nanalo
it
siya.
was,
Yep, yep.
he's
He's
amazing.
winning these competitions even in the world.
Yeah.
He got the silver, which is a pretty
Hmm.
huge thing for a
Oh
track and
yeah.
field. So that's a very big thing. Kasi ang hirap even other countries like Japan,
Mm-hmm.
China can't be there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's a pole vault, which is really really difficult. One thing for them, it's a the pressure is there, and it's only you. It's not a team. It's only you.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Like that.
absolutely.
That's one that really excites me for that. Yeah. Uh, uh we, I have a question for
Yeah.
regarding with there's already teams. So which sport do you want to be interested to partner on when opportunity comes to you that you
Ah,
haven't been involved? Or did you involve in like already in MMA, your UFC? You
yun,
want
hindi pa. Yun,
boxing?
hindi pa ako boxing, ano na ako na experience USA boxing. Hindi pa ako nakaka-experience ng like MMA or let's see, NHL
Professional? Oh,
or
wow.
pero yung opportunity talaga na kung pwede, like if it could fall in my lap is like syempre Pinas. Um, bias saying, of course, it would be basketball, right? Pero like anything to give back to the Philippine team. Like naka-experience ako ng one time to work with a company. They brought me in. We're preparing. I think it was under 18, under 16, FIBA boys and girls for FIBA
Mhm.
Asia, like a couple years, 3 years ago. So that was a good experience. Like that little taste, like to give back. But yun nga, kung pwede, Pinas syempre. Like, I mean,
We'll get there. We'll get there. I think right now, sports here, they know that they need a team.
yeah.
They need the support team there. So those who were winning gold, like for example, the gymnast, Yulo, he has his
Mm-hmm.
own team coming with him. Even mental aspect, like he has psychologist, he has everything there. The weightlifter
Yeah.
also has a team, so they know the system now, and they're investing now to it. It's just you need to get there. You need to win,
Exactly. Yun
in in
talaga. Win
order
it yours
in order
all.
to get that support.
Yeah, tsaka yun nga, it's like any professional sport, 'di ba? Parang yung investment mo, like people will do pro bono stuff, and that's the unfortunate reality. Like some people kailangan talaga, like you got to do certain things for free first kasi investment mo sa kanila rin, investment nila sa like they believe in you. And then shoot, Diaz did great, she brought gold to the Philippines. Yulo, two golds, no? Two
Yeah,
golds.
two
Yeah, two
goals.
goals.
See, that's amazing. Like we're on the up and coming talaga in Philippines. It's just, yeah, a lot of other things behind the scenes, and just I think it would all pan out, syempre.
And I think a lot of it too is support, not just through likes
Yeah,
and not just through likes and like cheering, but monetary support. Like legit, it's monetary support that these athletes need. Like they need the facility. I remember when Hildelin was talking about like her preparation for the Tokyo Olympics, and she was lifting water bottles to to practice for because she didn't have access to a gym.
Ah,
Yeah, because it's still locked down. And that's
Yeah,
in Malaysia, I would say. They have
that
their
was
camp
great.
in Malaysia, and
Yeah,
they can go into the gym because it's already locked down. So they're doing it on their condo unit.
yeah.
sa
But
Pilipinas ba, may ganun? Sorry, Arvin, to
no,
cut
no,
you
go
off.
ahead.
Sure.
May mga ganun ba? Like, POC like has their own training site para sa mga national athletes nila,
Yep,
or
yep.
because I
That's
know
in.
basketball and dami ng like SMTC or whatever training site, like there's grassroots programs for basketball, but are there grassroots
Yeah,
programs para sa Pinas na ibang sports?
yeah. They already have. I would say they are now investing, especially like kailangan like there should someone win. Yun eh. They're not like on the prep side that okay, it's for all. We're gonna do it.
Yeah,
You know, the only thing that I would say, one of the UAAP schools, which is either UP, Ateneo, UST, LaSalle, because they have all the sports.
yeah,
Hmm.
Like for example, UST has all the sports, like literally all the sports. You can imagine on a small space. You got judo. You got all the track and field there. From all the thon is there. You can even throw javelin in UST. Small
wow,
place. Yeah. I was a track and field for UST for 6 years,
heck yeah,
and uh, we're throwing javelin throws when I was in high school, discus throw, hammer throw, and shot put there. So it's very resourceful. One thing for them, and even in others, the UP Ateneo, javelin. Sorry, in others like fencing,
uh,
it's there. It's just afterwards, if you go for there's already start before it, like in Taekwondo.
uh,
Uh, then it halted like na hindi parang na it was like the urgency is now like being focused on because like there's no one winning. Before it's like every time there's winning and then there's always representative in Olympics.
uh, yun
But
talaga,
that's the
it's like
challenge.
having the resources lang talaga. Because I mean, Southeast Asian Games ang dominant ng Pinas eh. Asian
Yeah.
Games din, I mean, think right? Like certain sports, like
The
Philippines
other
are
thing is that the I would say na yung now we're going to sports na. The
sorry.
challenge is also is like yung how you get there.
Yeah,
Yes.
Kasi have you heard some of the our national art athletes coming to other countries
yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because it's more easier to get there. Like one is uh I would say fencing ba yun? Like he's
Fencing, di
with
ba?
South Africa.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ivory Coast.
Ivory Coast, sorry, Ivory Coast. Kasi it's easier to get to the Olympics if he's there, she's there,
Yeah,
and I don't blame her. Probably it's more for that, and probably the pay as well is there.
Yeah.
The Like you could help your family, like uh one of the Santiago sisters, the tallest volleyball players, professional. They got their national as their import player for Japan.
wow.
So so because she's really a good middle blocker
Yeah,
for them. So uh and she has the opportunity to play on Olympics
exactly.
because
Yun nga.
Japan is always there in the Olympics and the World Championships.
Yun talaga
Uh
eh. It's like the opportunity kung saan talaga eh. Because once in a lifetime yun eh, di ba? Like makapunta ka sa level na yun, na Olympic or World Cup or whatever it may be.
but for some reason there are easier qualifications on other continents rather than the Asia.
Mm-hmm.
Isa yun. But isa pa is like for US,
Mm-hmm.
uh yung I want Philippines to pattern it as well is the openness of having that support per sport on a area basis.
Yeah,
Like schools should invest on gymnastics, like on a really early age.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and then you go sa tingin ko like I think that is one of the best sports that you can set foundations to athletes,
No, I
and then
agree.
you
Yeah.
It's like
can move
sorry,
forward from
sorry to
that.
cut you off. Yeah, I agree. Like often ang daming like I guess studies na proven na like gymnastics is a really great foundation, movement based wise. But I guess as a parent, like since we're talking about this like resources and accessibility, like yun nga, gymnastics is not really a college. It's only a college sport. I think dito sa states, diba? Been
Hmm.
and I mean some high schools. I don't know if there's a high
It's
school
like club sports if
club
you,
Club
sports. Yun,
yeah,
sports.
club.
yun. Like I guess yun na yung big dito. Like parents are highly invested sa mga anak nila talaga para makalabas ng bahay. Like that's what I'm preparing myself for my kids. Like it's gonna be an expensive thing. Like I hear parents spend minimum probably 15K pesos kada buwan just that's just for AAU basketball and not including certain things. And then ayun nga, I hope yun sa Pinas magkaroon ng ganun, di ba? Like I guess the affordability, it comes back to income, to like how accessible, how much pricing is. It's a big tangent of a topic.
No, I don't think it's a big tangent because I think I like what you guys what are you guys touching on is that sports is necessary for development, especially for children's development at an early age. But the part that's difficult is funding,
Yeah,
and funding obviously for Filipinos, it's already hard enough to keep up with rising prices of everything. But to be able to afford sports is a privilege, and it's a and if we can get more support from the government, support from various entities who also see the value of what sports can bring to inspire Filipinos and inspire other people that like, yeah, there is a path that you can be successful in sports and
yeah,
sustain a family and not just successful. You don't have to go into corporate life in order to sustain a family. I think that's an interesting point. Like I think here in the States that I think that's what is uh more prominent. Like in the States, they show that you can have a successful life by being an athlete because of
yeah,
sponsorships. It's not even really the pay of like if we're not considering baseball, men's baseball and football and basketball, all the other athletes who are just making enough
yeah,
to keep playing, it's really sponsorships, it's really endorsements and support from people in order to keep going. But it's it's not a glamorous life, but it's a way to honor what your body can do and what you've been given. So it's important. We should continue that. Uh, Jay, I know you already touched on family, so the next part I'd like to ask is, how do you balance your career with your family life?
oof, that's good because like I mentioned off the air, or I don't know if we were recording it, but family is always number one for me. um i I think the word is not balance kasi like I've always said this, like it's harmony, right? Because
Mm,
may mga araw you're gonna give 100% sa work mo. You're gonna give, sadly to say, like maybe less percent sa bahay, or like vice versa, right? Could be
mhm,
100%. Like
mhm.
you're emotionally taxed. It's harmony. Yeah, maybe it's balance, but like, how do I do that? I have a great wife. I'm gonna be honest. Like, if it wasn't for my wife, like all that I'm doing, she's the one that pushed me to pursue my USA career. Like, go do it. It's okay. We'll make it work. We'll make it work. We did it. We made it work for 2.5 years, and that's how I balance everything. Like, and knowing my role, right, in this life of our relationship, and like before our podcast right now, um, the preparation before it, gigising ako ng 6:30, magluluto na ako ng breakfast. magpapack na ako ng lunch nila. Yung wife ko nakahanda na yung mga uniform nila. So we have to know our role in, like, I guess that's the best part about sport, diba? It teaches you
Mhm.
life lessons. So, and that's how me and my wife function. We function. We know our roles within our daily lives, our
Mhm.
schedule, and so that's how I balance like my career, like uh, scheduling athletes or clients while they're at school, scheduling meetings like this and other people during the times they're at school. And then of course, syempre, may mga ibang oportunidad na it's during their time that they have to get picked up. And I gotta say a shout out to my in-laws because free babysitting.
Yeah.
Ang hirap eh. Like it literally takes a village. So that's how I balance my personal life from my professional life. It's having harmony with everything that I'm doing and understanding my role within my life with my kids and my wife. And
Mhm.
I guess here is a magandang example. Nung 2023 November, nasa Chile ako. So there was a time difference. So South America, I think we're +6, +7, whatever it was over there. Yung anak ko, so this is what I do. My oldest son, I always scan his homework at the beginning of the week, just so I know what he's doing, or the teacher emails it to us. And one time he was at Lola and Lola's house. Hindi niya nadala daw yung homework niya. So I'm like, okay, I'm over there in South America having dinner. I'm like, no, hey, bud, we're still going to do homework. I don't care if you're at
Mm.
Lola and Lola's house. I'm going to text you and send you all your homework. This is what you're going to do. And yeah, it's like no matter where I'm at, if it's an emergency, I'll drop anything for my kids and my wife. It's just, that's understanding the priorities to it. So that's the balance, like, or harmony. So yeah, that's how what I do at least.
I think the good thing that I heard from you is first is putting structure.
Yeah,
Putting structure, uh, scheduling, having that structure in place. So very system. It may be over or under, like on the time frame,
yeah,
but you're getting it done. So
kailangan eh.
the puzzle is there. So it will be
Absolutely.
completed. And, next is I would say the yung harmony na sinasabi mo with them is giving more sense of giving your presence to them.
Yeah,
It's more like answering the calls. So if you're doing something and it's okay naman to drop and then like
yeah,
answer the call, it's giving them a sense of relief and then picturing out y- na you are with them even you're distant from them.
absolutely.
Mhm.
Kasi
So
yeah,
yeah, that's what I love about that.
thank you. Yeah, because it, like, for Arvin knows this, for, what was it? From November 22, and then August, we moved here in Pasadena, back in Pasadena last year. From August of last year to January, like, I was away. I was in San Diego. I would stay down in San Diego, even though hindi siya malayo, like 3 hours away. But I have to stay down here. And then yun nga, it's like thank goodness for technology. Like to still be interactive. Like right now, like I get to talk to you guys. This is
Yeah.
awesome. We have a podcast. And yun nga, like kung wala talagang, like understanding yung investment mo sa sarili mo talaga. Like mababawi din. It's just you don't know when the repercussions or like when the return will be. So whenever it will be, like it's always better to give than to receive, diba?
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. Yeah, I think my takeaway from that is really about being intentional about your time. Like when you and about being present, right? Like when it's time to be there with the kids and the family, you are all in. And then when it's time to go work and focus on the job that you have, you go all in as well. But it's about like you don't have to pick and choose. It's a matter of you have to reorganize your life so that it allows for both to exist. But yeah, let's not forget that it's the great support system that you put around yourself too. It's amazing wife, amazing kids, the
Don't forget the in-laws.
in-laws,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Don't
in-laws,
forget the in-laws.
absolutely, the in-laws.
Tito, tita, we love you. Tito, tita, we love you.
Yeah, it's the in-laws. The in-laws make it work and make it thrive. So, um, yeah, I think what I love too is it's about the value system. Like you
Mm,
have these clear value systems that allow you to thrive in your day to day because you're rooted in it. So, Jay, I want to transition to the next question
yeah,
because in your bio, I also mentioned that you are my brother in Christ. So um, how how does faith relate to the career you have and I guess the life that you have right now?
yeah, for sure. I appreciate like Arvin nung sinet up natin yung group uh life group natin nung October 2023,
Mhm,
if I'm not mistaken. So ever since then, and even before, like my wife, let just be blunt, like my wife is the one. Like I grew up Catholic, Roman Catholic, traditional sa Philippines, and my wife is Christian. So 2020, before the world shut down, she's like, "Hey, I think it's time. Like, how do you feel?" I'm like, "You know what? I think you're right." Gave my life to the Lord. You know, baptized a Christian. I still believe. Like, I have no God is God to me.
mhm.
Then I guess to answer your question, like without without my faith, if it's not strong, I feel like I wouldn't be like as persistent, or like I have a daily wisdom book that I read when I get up and while I'm preparing things. It's like sometimes it's sports quotes, sometimes it's Bible verses. And we in our group we encourage, we send each other things like to encourage each other each day.
Mhm.
And my faith with it is just like, man, it's like without it, it's just, I don't have that sense of like guidance, or like I don't know, it's beyond me. I guess I can't, I don't, hindi ko lang paano sabihin like through words eh. Um
Yeah.
it's just such an important thing because yeah, we, like you said earlier, we can't pass judgment to anyone. We have to love our neighbors as we love our wife. And yeah, like it's such an important value. And my favorite verse is like Phil 4:6. Don't worry about anything, pray about everything. And
Mhm.
it's, there's certain things that we're maybe not be comfortable with doing. And we always go back to like, let's be faithful, let's stay strong, let's have faith going on ginagawa natin. And we always sow and reap everything back to him. That's one thing, like I'm very appreciative sa wife ko. Like
Mhm.
kahit gipit, she's like, hindi, hindi natin babaguhin yung binibigay natin sa simbahan. I'm like, okay. Like I'm like, be honest, I'm very kuripot sometimes. Like there are things like if you need
Yeah.
to cut this, we'll cut this. Shave off, tread the fat. But my wife has taught me a lot of things about just being with the like having a relationship with God. And so it's just such an important value to have in life. And yun nga, kailangan that's what I want to show my kids. Like, they go to Sunday school. Their time syempre ayaw nila, pero they still go. At the end of the day, pagkalabas nila, like, oh yeah, dad, we had such a great time, blah blah blah. Pero yun nga, it's such an important value to have. And yeah, that's just, it's just very important for sure in my life, my wife's life, our family as a whole. And I appreciate na yun nga, like I said, na may life group tayo, na kasi nakakatulong talaga yun.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, for those who are listening, this life group that JR is talking about um, is a group that we started back in October 2023 because we were at a wedding of one of our uh, great friends, and we reflected on how come we just talked about the deep stuff when uh, either there's a big birthday, a wedding, or when there's like either a death uh, or calamities that happen. But also, we wanted to get to know each other again in this stage of life when like all of us are busy. How do we make time for each other so that we can reconnect? So we were so happy to be able to do that. We've been going on, so we meet every month,
Wow.
uh, once a month. We started with a group of 4 people. We are now a group of 10.
Yeah.
Uh, I think 12 actually. 12. We just added a few more people. So these are the great part is these are friends that uh, we we've known each other for over 10 years. And you'd think that after 10 years you already know everything about everyone, but we're finding that next level of knowing each other and we're all just growing together. So um, yeah, it's an amazing opportunity to get to know my friends and to uh, get to build community as well. I think as humans, we crave for community and we crave to know each other deeper. And I think reflecting on this podcast too, right? I hope that you guys are enjoying JR's testimonies, like about his life, his family, and his career and his faith. But yeah, this is what we're trying to do. What me and Sean are trying to do here is we want to get to know each other more deeply and get get out of it what you want if it whatever makes sense to you. But we just want to get to know people on a deeper level um, and show them off because we're proud of our friends.
Yeah. I think a good take on it from said earlier is having that sense of communal of everyone. As you said, Arvin, yung you have the monthly interaction, the after mass or after service interaction is
Mhm,
the way to. That's just like uh, a Sunday church is not a cinema. You can just go in, go halfway, and then you're good.
mhm,
That's why there's sacraments. There's other types of structure. Even if you're a Muslim, there is you have to go to the mosque. You have to complete it. There's
mhm,
no halfway or like you're gonna put at the end and then go for the next one and then leave at the middle.
mhm.
Uh, it's not a cinematic experience or cinema. Uh, it's the whole thing. You, that's why you're always full of heart. Like you're complete afterward.
Mhm.
So that's one thing that gives you a sense of like fo- foundation
Yeah.
for that.
Absolutely. It's not just about checking off. It's not just like a checklist. Like, oh, I went to church because the important part is participation. You have to be
Yep.
actively participating. And even if it's like a few minutes a day that you participate in this, like growing your spiritual community or growing in your spiritual faith, it really makes a difference. So yeah, it's crazy. We've gone on for over an hour now in this episode, so for sure we're gonna have to cut it down into 2 episodes.
For sure.
Um, but JR, I think we're gonna wrap it up here. It's been a great time getting to know you deeper, and for our viewers to get to know you as well. Um, Give your plug. How can we find you? Where
Yeah,
do we find you moving forward?
For sure. So if you're looking for soft tissue therapy, follow my Instagram, a great underscore SoCal. But yeah, like that's how you could contact me. All my link tree will give you all my info about that. But yeah, if you're in Southern California, hit me up. Happy to help anytime. Um, but yeah, that's me. I appreciate you guys for having me on the pod. Don't forget to like and subscribe to them. Spotify or YouTube. And
Yes.
also, but thank you, Sean. Thank you, Arvin. I really appreciate and I really love what you guys are doing here. Maganda talaga. Like it's entertaining. The values there. So thank you guys.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for jumping on the pod with us. Yeah, again, to our listeners, like and subscribe on our Spotify and YouTube. Let us know what you loved about hearing JR's testimony. We If you want to bring him back for more content, this guy has a lot, but
Yeah, he's
yeah,
gonna be back.
excited.
He's gonna be back for another 4 or 5 episodes.
JR
Yep.
count.
Yes, JR count. Yes. But yes, thank you everyone. Uh, Again, this is Cali Manila Chronicles, Chismis at Recuerdos, the podcast. See you guys.